Greetings, sisters and brothers, comrades, friends around the world, and to sisters and brothers in Uganda. I am Milton Alimadi, publisher of BlackStarNews.com, and adjunct professor of African history at John Jay College here in New York City. Today, my message is directed at AKON, AKON. He has just visited Uganda together with his wife, Rosina Naguse. And they visited with Uganda's dictator of 35 years now. Dictator who seized power when AKON was 12 years old. That's how long it's been oppressing the people of Uganda. Responsible for the deaths of millions of Africans, not only in Uganda, but by invading Rwanda, precipitated the 1994 genocide. Invaded Congo multiple times. Millions of Congolese have died. Invaded South Sudan, igniting the war between Riek Machar and Salva Kiir. Rather than negotiating settlement and peace, he actually exacerbated the war by taking one side, which was Salva Kiir's side against Riek Machar. AKON, as a Pan-African, I must tell you, I am bitterly disappointed by your conduct. However, you may be actually misinformed and being misled and exploited. General Museveni is renowned for doing that. So let me give you some of the facts. Perhaps you will then change course after you become much more familiar with what is going on in Uganda. Number one, Museveni currently is engaged in a terror campaign, kidnapping, torturing, and killing young people. And you can Google this information. Google Museveni, kidnapping, torture, and killings in Uganda. And you will see it's been widely covered by international media. Why is he doing that? Because he's trying to preempt a popular uprising. And why is that? Because he stole elections on January 14th. It is the fifth time he's stolen elections in Uganda. But the young people in Uganda won't have it anymore. Uganda is an overwhelmingly young country. 80% of the population under the age of 35. So they voted overwhelmingly for Bobi Wine. I'm sure you've heard of Bobi Wine. He's a fellow entertainer, musician, such as yourself. But now he's engaged in active politics. And he won the January 14 election. Museveni is trying to steal it from him. And that is why he's launched the terror campaign. Even before the election, he conducted a massacre against Ugandans on November 18, killing more than 100 Ugandans, unarmed people who are protesting the arrest of Bobi Wine. All this has been widely covered. The dictator himself admitted to killing 54 people, as if that was something better than the more than 100 people he's killed. I will give you some more facts, but I would like to ask you this question. If the situation was reversed, and some dictator was conducting this same of conduct in your native Senegal, and then Bobi Wine came to Senegal to discuss business with the dictator in Senegal, how would you feel? So now you must feel and understand how we as Ugandans feel about your conduct. Now you talk about doing business with Museveni. Let me give you some facts, just to warn you to be careful with your money. In a U.S. court trial, in federal court, in 2018, in December, a Chinese national, Patrick Ho, was convicted and sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for bribing Museveni and his Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sam Kutesa, $1 million. That was just a deposit on more bribes that were to come. Why? They wanted illegal concessions in the oil business in Uganda and some additional business related to tourism and other investment deals. I hope this is not what you were discussing with Dictator Museveni. The information about that trial is available. It was widely covered. We've been tweeting it, but you can Google it yourself. Google Patrick Ho, and it's spelled H-O, and bribe to Museveni. Kutesa is his foreign minister. And I'll spell Kutesa's name for you. Kutesa. I hope this is not the kind of deal Museveni and Kutesa and any other individual you met in Uganda are trying to lure you into. In that trial, Museveni's photo was displayed in the court and Kutesa's as well, as suspects in this case. We love you as an entertainer. We love you as a dedicated Pan-African, building AKON City, a city of the future. But we will be disappointed if indeed you allow Museveni and his cohorts and acolytes like Mr. Walusimbi, his agent in the US, to lure you into some shady deals in Uganda. Museveni is not the legitimate president of Uganda. He's a dictator trying to steal elections. The EU denounced the outcome of the results of this election, the rigged election, and has recommended sanctions against Museveni. The United States called it fundamentally flawed and is also considering sanctions for the ongoing killings. So why would you step into this type of situation? You seem to be a very intelligent man. Otherwise, you would not have been able to build such resources. And all investors do due diligence. So do your due diligence before you lay $1 or 1 penny in anything related, connected, and involved with the Kleptocrat, General Museveni. Peace and blessings, Comrade AKON. Do your research.